Hey guys, Chad here bringing you another video, and today I'm going to give you a little basic guide on what you guys can do in order to improve your chances and enjoy playing Escape from Unturnov. Arguably, by clickbait titles, that this is one of the harder game modes on Unturned. I haven't actually played Unturned in quite a bit. I used to play it a long time. I bought the gold upgrade back in the beta, and I used to play it a lot, but since then I just haven't played too much. And I figured I'd hop back on because I saw the server and I've been watching a lot of Escape from Tarkov recently, so I thought I'd give this a shot. So, first things first, of course when you start off you're going to want to run to General, talk to him first, he's going to give you clothes. Then, the second time you talk to him, he's going to give you a full layout or a full kit of guns, equipment, all that sort of stuff. And immediately you want to run all the way over here, go to the elevator. I'm sure most of you know this, I'm sure most of you are watching this just to improve your chances of survival. However, this is just a guide for anyone who maybe hasn't heard of the game and they just clicked on it just to see. So of course you want to find an empty room like this, and empty rooms like this you can claim you have a door that you can place down. There's some entry music. You have a door that's in your inventory, you just place it down and it's your own apartment. Now of course once you go in, you'll place down the armory racks that you have, and then you'll start filling them with all of your loot. I highly suggest that you keep only the clothing. I'd probably put everything away, because the thing is you're going to want to do these quests. As you can see in the top right hand of the, or top right of the screen, you can see the level 1 raid area quest requires 3 CZs and 2 Remington shotguns. Now when you do get your original loot, you will spawn with 2 CZs, and these 2 CZs are going to be extremely important. You don't want to lose them. Chances are you're probably going to die a lot, especially in customs, as there's a lot of new players. So you definitely want to save up the CZs. Now, I was lucky enough in one of my raids to find a CZ. However, chances are getting through these quests, I end up buying a lot of my weapons just because it'll progress you a lot faster. Of course, different servers have different things. One server that I was on had a voting system where you can get 2,000 XP every single day, which was really good, and you can buy weapons pretty fast. And that's really useful at the start. Later on, 2,000 XP isn't too much because you can farm it really quickly. But at least in customs, it's going to be a little bit harder. So there's some things that you want to keep your eye on, and this kind of going more into the aspect of just what you guys should keep, and not necessarily what you should do to survive. But the number one thing I'd say is save vehicle batteries. A lot of people will just throw them away, or especially check the main bunker. There's so many people that are dropping tons of free stuff, and a lot of the times it's really good. Anytime you see clothing, that's free money. Even though clothing is pretty cheap, just pick it up and store it in your locker, because you're gonna die and you're gonna need some more clothes. Like just now I found that Gorka top. I'm gonna chuck it in my storage. I'm gonna use it later for when I die. One of the things you really want to hold on to, hockey masks. Immediately put them in your storage whenever you extract. I see a lot of people not knowing about the barter trades for hockey masks, and they go out and raid with a hockey mask. Don't do it. Hold on to them. If you have 3 of them, you can exchange them for a gun, and if you have 5 of them at level 2 of Peacekeeper, you can exchange it for an even better gun. Of course, level 2 is coming on way later, but just make sure you keep that. Most electronics you can also trade for them. Flashlights, you need 14 of them to trade for a gun. Honestly, I'd probably just drop the flashlights and not even worry about picking them up. 14 is going to take a long time, and once you get past customs, you're probably not going to find that many flashlights anymore. So honestly, I'd say just don't really do it. If you want to farm the 14, you can, but 14 is just way too much. Of course, video cards, pretty easy pickup. They only take up 1 slot, so they're pretty easy pickup. You can exchange them for a gun. And then of course, it's just gonna come with knowledge, but Vepers, all that sort of stuff, you can sell these. Especially, as you can see, I don't have my starter AK here. The first thing I did is I sold my starter AK. Now, a lot of you may be tempted to run in and use your starter AK, but chances are there's tons of people that have played a ton more than you, and they're going to kill you, and they're going to take your AK. That AK is one of the most expensive weapons, if not the most expensive weapon you can get at the level 1 barters, or at the level 1 trades. And the gun sells for 2,100, and then each mag sells for like 150. So that's going to give you a lot of experience that you're going to need. And you can use it to purchase the Remingtons or purchase the CZs if you want to get past customs. Especially on this server, I noticed that there's a lot of new players, and as a result, customs is just constantly filled with tons and tons of people that are just constantly killing you. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Always check these mags. If they're full, pick them up. If they're not, then don't even worry about it. Shotguns, they always have 8 in a mag, so just always look out for that. These SVD mag, that's probably full. These Mosin clips, there's 1.4 and there's 1.1, so I'm just gonna quickly combine that, get a full mag, then go to the shop, sell it. Easy money, easy 37. 37 isn't much, but at least that'll get you some clothes. Another thing to keep in mind if you don't know, make sure you go around to the traders, learn all of the traders. I missed Ragman quite a bit because I didn't know he was over here. I always walked in here and thought there was only mechanic. Make sure you go over to Ragman, he sells clothes. Clothes is going to be huge for you. Pretty much whenever I go into raid, I just buy some trousers, and then I just go into raid with some trousers. Trousers are cheap, they're only 22, and then you can run in, grab as much loot as you can, and then get out. Another thing to keep in mind, just open that, see if there's any money, but another thing to keep in mind, now we're going to hop into a raid and I can show you what I usually do. So this is the path that I'm usually taking in customs, but of course you're going to end up running into a lot of people in customs no matter what, so chances are I might die. There's a quick adrenaline right here. Might just pop it actually. You can sell adrenaline later on to barter level 2 therapist, but honestly, it doesn't sell for much at all, and I just don't even worry about it. I usually don't take this route. I usually take a much more concise route, but I haven't been seeing too many players recently, so I've been a little more lenient. Usually don't find this many. There's a graphics card spawn that spawns right there. It's flashlight spawns right there. Gun spawns here, of course. And made it out with some generators. Now generators, can't really sell them to people, but a lot of the times there are people in chat that are wanting generators, because once you get out of the customs, you can no longer access customs anymore, and that also means, at least from my knowledge, the maps past customs don't have access to generators. So I'd stockpile a few. I don't know if stockpiling 5 is necessarily good. I stockpiled. This is gonna be my 5th because I already had 2. But I figure I'd grab it anyway. Bricks you can sell to the scrap collector. I think bricks is also a barter trade if you want to do a brick barter trade. I did pass one in the raid, but I just kind of flew past it. I was trying not to die. But anyways, what I was trying to say earlier was you need to keep a very concise run. Like, find a specific path that you follow, that has some decent spawns, and that you're able to run through as quickly as possible, and that's going to net you the most profit. If you go through any other way, if you go exploring way too much, you're going to increase your chances of dying, which is not good. Carjack right there. I don't believe there's any use for a carjack. You might as well just drop it, but it's camping axe right there. Camping axe isn't too bad. This is my usual route that I take, by the way. So I just run in here, check that. It's a quick construction hat. Quick flash drive up there. and we're out. We're just gonna run over here, go through here. You want very quick runs. You don't want to go through for a lot of time because chances are someone's gonna find you, someone's gonna kill you. There's a lot of people that camp out customs that are waiting for new players. They hop onto different servers and they just take out their AKs and they just camp and wait for you to walk by, and then they kill you, and then they steal your loot, and then they extract. So you definitely want to watch out for that. Just keep it concise. Even if it's small amounts of loot, it still amounts to something. Build your stash. If you guys don't know how to get more storage for your apartment, it's floor 1 idea. It's like the IKEA. It's just a play on words, but that's where you can get more storage. I'm gonna need to buy some more storage myself soon. I'll sort all this stuff later. Right now I'm just checking it all in so I can do more raids. But another thing is, if you guys are still watching, make sure you guys go to skills. This is like the #1 reason I wanted to make this video, because a lot of people just skip out on it. You do spawn with max cardio, exercise, diving, and parkour, but you don't spawn with everything else. Sharpshooter and dexterity are huge when you start taking guns into a raid. Personally, I don't grab them for a while because I don't bring guns into a raid until maybe if I'm playing with some friends, I'll start statting into that. But if I don't have any friends, I'm going solo, I'm just not even worrying about it until I get to woods. Woods, you want to protect yourself just because it's a very open map. You can get the drop on someone. Interchange is very tight quarters. You can end up dying a lot on that map, so I kind of typically avoid it. But defense is huge. The #1 thing you want to get, Sneaky Beaky. Sneaky Beaky improves your stealth by 75%. This massively reduces the sound of your footsteps, and it's going to be huge because footsteps are so loud and Unturned, especially if you have your volume high like me. I can instantly tell where everyone is, and especially because of the different terrain sounds. If I hear wood, I know exactly which building you're going to be in, and I know exactly what to avoid. And if I had a gun, I know exactly what building to take aim on and end up shooting you and killing you. Another thing, survival. Increase food and water endurance. Chances are you'll die so much you won't even have to worry about food and water, and food and water is so cheap you don't even have to worry about it, but I just grabbed it anyway. I usually always grab it at the start just because that's something I like to do. And then once you get later on, once you start going more into geared raids, you definitely want to pick up healing. That'll improve your heals. You can just buy a bunch of clothes, scrap it into cloth, and then craft it all the way up into dressings, and then use the dressings. And of course splints drop everywhere. You can use splints, and then eventually you get suture kits from the level 2 therapist. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need for that. Overkill, it's really optional. If you want to run in with the 4 military knives that you start with, go for it. It's at least some way to kill people. My first few raids on this account, I was literally just running in and punching people. Unfortunately, I didn't get any kills, but I feel it. If I would have took one of the knives and didn't just sell them, then I would have been much better off. Speaking back earlier, I know I'm jumping around all over the place, but speaking about earlier when I was selling the gun, you can actually sell to other players, which will net you much higher amounts, especially on the AKs, because the AKs are going to be a really good pickup. I forgot to put away my helmet. That's unfortunate, but I don't see any players, so we should be good. There we go. Hockey mask, nice. Hockey mask is the barter trade item. Definitely gonna want that. Flash drive, easy barter trade. Camp axe, good for defending yourself, but honestly, don't even want to worry about it. And then another simple raid. Now, a lot of you guys maybe comment, say, "Hey, I keep dying." Honestly, the first 3 raids I did doing that run, I was dying left and right. There was tons of people camping it. There was tons of people looting it. It's just a matter of time. You just gotta find times where people are not going into customs as much, and then you'll be able to be much better off. But yeah, my food and water is actually getting low because I'm surviving so long. That's kind of crazy. But might just end the video off here. I'll probably make videos in the future once I progress this account a little more. But for now, this is what we got. So rigs, immediately sell the Ragman. It'll protect you a little bit, but honestly, it's each vest gives you about 120 experience, which is huge. It'll add up, and then because of how common they are, chances are you'll be able to buy a CZ. CZs are like 500, Remingtons are like 1500. You'll be able to get that pretty fast. And then eventually you'll learn everything about the game. And then once we get the woods, I can show you guys my money run for woods, and I make a ton of money on woods. So hopefully I'll be able to get to that soon and be able to show you guys. But for now, I'm going to end the video off here. I'm going to go and go to Idea, buy some stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Sometimes I feel like I can't remember waking up with you when we were together.